Yes,
Hey, how are you, man?
a bit tired.
Yeah, what are you doing yesterday?
No, just partying.
Ah, yeah,
Yes, I went for partying like first time since I came here. I mean, in this
in
city.
Wuppertal.
Yes, that was
I
quite
just
random.
I just realized. Just correct me. This is if is that's the city from Pinabaus, right?
Yes,
Ah,
exactly. I actually met a dancer from there yesterday. I mean, not at the party, but
cool. So you
yes.
were a party like in the city in Wuppertal.
Yeah, that was like next to the train track, kind of like outside rave.
So it was a rave thing.
Yes,
Yeah, German people.
yes. And I was like, it was so random. Like I was wearing black yesterday and I was like, okay, this is perfect. And then on the way, I found people like throwing this, like this donation box, like for clothes. And I was like
Oh, that's so
seeing like, this is really nice, no? Actually, you can't see it
wow.
much,
Of
but
course.
you see the colors.
Yes, of course.
And it's like such
It's
like
like
perfect fit.
wow. Yeah, it's like could be perfectly the sweaters that you might pay $100, 150
Yeah,
bucks, or
exactly.
that are like that's a nice. Uh,
So how do you make
Nice.
this with Hydra?
Yes, yeah, yes. Well, you have to contact Flora and do a challenge with her.
Make a tutorial.
Like they have to just to say like to her like, "Hey, Flor, I have a challenge for you," and and then she will be, "What?
Coding
Wait,
challenge.
listen, listen." It's like,
It's a gig.
oh, ah,
So where are you now? Oh, what's
I'm. So this video is sponsored by Gabriel's. We have to start putting things in the videos. So then we put Gabriel's face as a
Yeah.
sticker.
Does he have a channel? We can put, like subscribe to Gabriel's channel.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually, we should promote his Instagram because he opened it not too long ago. So we can promote his Instagram.
Ah,
Subscribe to
okay.
that's so cool. That would be a practice in itself. Like
Yeah.
then optimize resources, social resources.
Yes.
But that is pretty cool. I mean, I'm not gonna stay there like saying more than this. That I part of this study that I'm doing, I'm now touching network theory.
Okay.
Uh, Interesting from an anthropological point of view, and also from the art point of view. Of course, in relation, always situated within technology. Uh, but we talk another moment. It is related with all these things of like social networks and the way of networks. Yesterday I was in this social thing, and some people at some point they were, when you're gossiping about people of the conference, and then at some point they were mentioning about this guy, and then somebody mentioned like, yeah, he's a super network guy. And I thought like, oh wow, I would like to be called super network guy. That's such a nice like, hey, nice to meet you, super network guy. And then when you give the hand, the people feel all your.
What, like data like sucked through the hand?
So like if they ask you, hey, do you have Instagram? No, but just give me your hand.
Just upload it to me.
Like, and then you guys know each other. Give me your hands.
Exchange. Did you have this like first Game Boy like console that
Yeah,
you have to connect the
yeah.
cable to the
I have
connect to others?
but I never used it with other ones.
Okay.
But I have the one of the I have Tetris, of course,
Mm.
and then uh, Pokemon.
Yeah, because like first Pokemon, like first 1 or 2 series, no, like 3 or 4 series, like you have to connect with other console with a cable to trade Pokemon.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was really nice.
You have to connect it to Pokemon, to Nintendo's, to train the Pokemons, to fight between them.
No, fight or trade, you know.
Trade, to trade, you really have to do it physically.
Yeah. And you have like
Yeah,
this like little animation on the screen that the Pokemon ball, like the how to say Pokeball, that goes from one
yeah.
console to like go through the cable, and it goes to another console, which is really funny.
But Nintendo has been always really at the vanguard of like all these technologies. What is interesting to see is like still now they are very much in this threshold, although not necessarily technologically wise, if you know what I mean. Like before was really at the threshold with technology, like tech side,
Yeah.
electronic. But now, of course, there's so much going on, and Nintendo, like, yeah, it was not that big company that it was before. Um, but it's still like the things, those things they are in the market, like the Nintendo Switch. It has a lot of really cool stuff
Yeah, my
that
brother has
they
one.
have been always. Yeah.
Yeah, I should borrow it. It's really
Ah,
fun.
your brother has your brother, like, so you have a Nintendo Switch there.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. There is a cool stuff from Nintendo Switch. It's a game for kind of like science game. So
Okay.
but because of that, there is a lot of interfaces proposed there.
Mhm.
If you, between sensors and then actual physical stuff where kids can do experiments basically. So when I saw it, I thought like, wow, that definitely could work in a performative. Yeah, you can make something with it
Right.
because
Interesting.
aesthetically is, is, say when you do DIY stuff, aesthetically it's always not, yeah, always it's yeah, it's just full of wires and shit on. But it has this thing that you don't have to worry about it. It doesn't
Right.
look, it's not perfect. You know what I mean? It's just right there where you can just hack it.
Yeah. There was this, I don't know if it's just like an urban legend, but when they design a new hardware from their building, I don't know, fourth floor or fifth floor, they throw it away. I mean, they throw it from the window to test if it survives that shock.
But I don't know because I have seen these commercials for this. They sell these cases for military proof,
Okay.
uh, and they throw it through really long, really high altitudes. But I don't know if would you believe? Have you seen these videos? Like sometimes it's like really, really high, not even 2 floors,
Oh, yeah.
but I don't know, 10
No, I don't
floors.
know. Yeah, I have no idea if that's real, but I mean, what I wanted to say is like they really try to make it, rugged, like really sturdy. So it's like good for testing in any case. Like, did you try Wii remote?
A what?
Like this controller for Wii remote, because
Uh,
they have been like a
yeah, I
lot
know
of
what is it.
hacks.
I haven't
Like,
tried. Like
yeah, like
the or the cake.
the stick thingy, but because that has been like a lot in the hacker community, like around 2000s, I think, since it's released. Like they made a Bluetooth, like connection app for Mac, and I think also Windows, so you can get data from the remote, and you can use it in
Yeah,
processing or like open frameworks and these things. So you already like
yeah,
get data from that immediately.
yeah. Like there was one thing that they were using like a few weeks ago when I was here in this XR festival. Um, it was a surfboard from Wii. Have you seen this thing?
Yeah,
It's
I
a
tried
board,
it.
and it's just so cool because it looks good already because it's just white and it just looks really good, and it's wireless,
Yeah.
and yeah, it was working really well. I thought like, yeah, this is Nintendo shit.
Yeah, it's really cool because it's just basically four sensors, like pressure sensors on the corners. So from the
Uh,
readings, you can see like the weight distribution.
it's wonderful. It's like, yeah, you can. I was checking. You can get, actually. I put it in my notes. I should get it in Vinted to buy one of these things and to store it
Yeah,
with
because I
all
don't
the
think they make it anymore.
No, they're not gonna do it. And if something appears at this moment, then will be like $500 with the
Yeah.
flying capacity.
I think the popular ones are like Wii Remote and that I don't know how it's called, the mat. And then also this is not from Nintendo, but like this position tracker, but basically it's just like two wires. You know this thingy? Like I think
What?
it's for like playing like simulation of like golf or something. So basically it's just a box with two um, sticks that are attached to wire. So you pull these two wires together and then you can measure the position.
The position. So it's a relative from one point. Or what?
It's not relative. So it's basically a box that you put on a floor, I think. And then it's like a control, it's how to say, it's like a fishing rod kind of thing that, you know, the wire comes out. But then you have two wires and you pull two wires together because they, you know, it has a bit of distance. So from the, you know, distance between two wires, you can measure the position. I think that's the idea. But anyways, this it's better like you should see it. But I think a lot of people in like electronic music, like you know, with Max NSP and stuff, I think there was like a Max NSP module, so people use it all the time, but not for gaming. I don't know if it's like a
Right.
PlayStation or Xbox.
You know. Wait. Let's try to, because I start receiving messages already. So let's talk a little bit of just practical stuff. So
Mm.
thanks for doing the constant, also for the message. I think it was nice just to let them know that, yeah, that we really appreciate it.
Yeah, because I think they put a little bit of like effort in that, which I really think is nice, and it's, you know, not easy. They can
Yeah.
just say, you know, you're out. That's it. But they put some
Uh,
message, so it was nice.
yeah, I know, especially because I live in Brussels, so it will happen at some point.
Right.
Uh, and they have been around for a long time.
Mm.
They're working code, I think, for 20 years there. Um, so wait, this is so. Let's how to do this, like because yeah, we just woke up. We cannot. I mean, this is not a working session.
No.
Um, so it's just I'm trying to be practical because I'm still here. I'll go back today, but
Okay.
having this is just practical information in terms of like how to I have been hanging out a lot with Nuno. We get super along.
Super.
It's part of like some kind of a group that it emerges naturally.
Yeah.
uh, um, and so we just talked the first day when we met. I said that we planning to apply, and then he just gave me some tips I mean, he just
Okay.
said like he just told me like really look at the conditions, which already we did. I mean, we do this, um, but also in practical terms, he says like there will be 8 people, will be 8 people the jury. So he's one, but
Okay.
everybody from the other. So it's the same. When he told me that, I just told him that it was the same process that I went as a jury in Dortmund.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when in that process, everybody, all the stakeholders, were part of the process. All of the other ones, which I don't think is necessarily. Um, but anyway, so like there will be one representative person from every of the residents and Nuno, and together they will allocate the people.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, but he said like that, no, and that was also the first day when I just met him. So maybe this conversation with you is like if you help me to maximize my sociability with him right now in terms of maybe what can I ask him of. Um, for instance, he was saying like going back to the first day, he was saying that it stays in my head that I was thinking like so he said like he knows what we do, like he knows like that he knew me, I guess, for what you're doing. uh that he crosses best practices, so he knows what we're doing. And he like it, he likes what we're doing. um so in that sense, he said like you guys don't have to change what you're doing,
Mm.
uh but then it has to be working for the application,
Yeah.
right? And that's the problem that we have basically is artificial intelligence. That's the summarize
But
that I'm.
did you read the last version I wrote?
No, I haven't.
Okay, because I changed it quite a lot,
Okay.
and it's like, yeah. So I don't know. Maybe you can say what you want to say first, because if I start, it's
Yeah.
gonna be long.
No, it make no sense. Yeah, no, it make no sense. I'd let me. I will read it. Is it long? No. Then I will just read it. I will just hang
You
out.
can go through. Yeah, I'll just stay here, and you can just go through because I think that's easier to read.
Can you send me the link? Can you send me the link?
Of course, here or no, I do it on
Yes,
WhatsApp.
on WhatsApp. In
Yeah.
WhatsApp, yeah, I have it in my. Um, so I think this we did. I think you did a good job in summarizing this.
Thanks.
So uh, so thank you for the time you took. And um um I guess I will go also on the text. I will jump at some point and then make some comments. Not now. I guess I will do it more tomorrow once I'm back.
Yeah.
But so I can tell you that from what I speak, I remember now from the conversation with Nuno, his
Yeah.
PhD was based on interface. So this guy will
Right.
be so underlying this idea of the interface.
Mm.
Um, uh, I saw that you. I was wondering what I have to say. I didn't finish to read, but I saw when you start speaking about the technical part, and then I went through fast, and it seems okay. Because it seems at the beginning that you were not speaking too much about the AI, but you did, and also I think it's great because already I was thinking that it's better maybe not to work with Kafai, but to find a mentor, but somebody who is working with AI because we
Yeah.
both don't have that experience. While somehow I am somehow an expert in have formation in theater, um, and that's something that perhaps you should underline also there. So because
Mm.
then you said that we both have, so already you're underlining that you are like sufficient, and he knows that you are sufficient. You're the engineer in the team, And so underline that I'm the one who is a choreographer and I have academic formation in this thing. I have
Yeah.
20 years of experience working with that. So underline, so use these credentials because that's what they will need to hear.
Yeah.
They need to hear that I have been working with Rosa with all these things. So I mean, just mention, underline that I'm the one who has experience with theater. You are the one who is the engineer. Really clarify because this is for 8 people who have no idea of technology. It's Nuno and other 7 people who are not technologists. He's the only technologist, I think, with that in depth.
Could be. Yeah.
Yeah. The other ones like will be, I guess, somehow, yeah, the knowledge of Nuno is really situated in what we do.
Yeah.
He is a PhD in dance and technology. But these places like Trafo, for instance, I know like will be just the tech guy who might be a geek. You see what I mean? But he doesn't have that knowledge on dance and technology. That's really
Right.
situated knowledge. So make these things obvious, even if it sounds a bit pretentious, better, I think, trying to as I said, maybe I will then if make something clear in some spaces. But if you can, for instance, like underline that it's me, the one who has the
Yeah, but that
expertise.
you have to write. That you have to write.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, like there's also CV in the end that we should, edit a little bit, targeting this,
Yeah,
I
but I
mean,
think it should be. But I think it should be in the proposal because the CV is
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
different thing. Like
yeah.
as
I
a
mean,
jury,
so
as a jury, I don't like when I did this I do this exercise. I don't check the CVs only if I need to. But normally I
no,
will
no, no.
just read
My
the proposal.
my point is we should edit both because this is like your CV, you edit it. That's what I wanted to say.
Yes, of course.
Like
No, of course, of course.
I started editing your CV and I was like, okay, I'm
No,
not
no,
your
no,
manager.
that make no sense. No, but like maybe what you could like is just even just put a like a sentence. Then I just jump there and what it says like Jorge is a master. Just if you can just put something somewhere if you can, because these that I'm saying to use now in between places that are in my head, so I might forget this. So don't forget this for us because I think it's
Yeah,
really this is the useful information. It's coming from
yeah.
my conversation.
So this is like it's like 4-pager, and I still have like half a page. So maybe we could add like who we are in the text. I think that's good to add
Within the proposal.
within the proposal.
Yeah,
Like maybe
I
not.
still
Yeah.
maybe I mean what I will say is just hear me out. Like then we might not have to do this, but because it seems to me that what you're proposing starts sounding quite concrete, so it's good. Like I'm trying to read from a, like the technician of the theater who knows a little bit of code, who knows a little bit of theater, but doesn't have that depth knowledge, and it has to help you. Then so I think it's going in good direction, especially like now that you're mentioning, okay, we don't know actually about AI. But maybe this the first part introduction, it becomes, so maybe we can try to make it shorter if possible. um the first, but you know what, I mean, don't forget what I'm saying. Like, if you can take notes of this will be great because I might forget this. But
Well, this is recorded.
okay, yeah, but like, yeah, this is
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? So that's what we are doing this exercise right now. I'm sorry, like because I'm traveling, I cannot do this. Like I would like to help you, but I cannot. Wait, so what I was doing is that what I propose is I will be back in Belgium tomorrow for sure. I have one day home and then I go to Cologne, so I will
Oh
have
yeah.
time to jump a little bit on the text. I will jump um, on the text a little bit. but what I'm saying is, so I think the first part should be shorter. So the best practices, it can become a bit too convoluted. So it can be shorter, the intro of best practices. Um, I think so. That's the only thing. Yeah. So what I'm thinking is perhaps the text could be shorter, the intro of best practices. I think you're doing a good job positioning what is it actually what we're gonna do. But I think it's missing, underlining the I'm the one who in a way is gonna be leading the um, choreography.
You know what? If you have time, like tomorrow, if you can edit, that will be great. Like, I'm not saying like because it's your part, but like I spent like, 2 days in this, and it's just like, oh, I feel so saturated with the text, and like start
Yeah,
editing this is just so hard. And if you can just jump in, just, like I don't expect you to, like just keep it clean, like you can just like dive in and just do whatever, then it's easy for me to work. But then if I
yeah,
start
yeah.
to like, because I have to give so much space to you if I start writing for you, you know I mean, not for you, but you know what I
No, no,
mean,
no.
like,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
But can you help me? Can you help me with this? Can you put down? Can you take notes of this that I'm telling you? Can you do this? Like,
yes,
so what I'm
I'll
saying
just put in
now
the
is,
text.
yeah. So there is the intro, best practice intro should be shortened, and the what like the practical aspect of what we do, what you start proposing is getting clear, um especially underlying the idea that we need a mentor with artificial intelligence. I think that's good. I think there still can be more clear the idea that you are the one who's going to be leading the tech, like the tech, that you are the engineer. So to use your credentials, and then I use my credentials as choreographer. Yeah. And yes, I think it's good, man. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Thanks, thanks, thanks. That's what I need, because then I'm gonna reflect on this once
Yeah,
I'm in front of the computer. Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes. Thanks. No, thanks for your job. I think you did a good job, man.
thanks. But this intro thing, like I already like made it super concise, but yeah, maybe we could, I mean, it's like this is something I thought we probably like understood from reading, but I think we should really focus on what we do. And because in the I deleted most of the part from the draft proposal I started, because it was just about the practices, right?
Yeah,
In the previous one, and then I was like, yeah, but that's just talking about ourselves, and like we have
yeah.
it's an application, so I probably like that's what you wanted to say also in the conversation, I think.
Uh, so something that I think, yeah, that maybe put it in the notes also, but this could be for you. And in terms of this is just Nuno, like the interface. Like this is something that I didn't heard. Like that should be something that we it should appear more clear, the interface, because Nuno has his PhD with about interface. He has a specific approach through of
Mm.
music through interface devices. So sliders, buttons, like dynamics, what I would call that like a dynamic system in that sense, like a dynamic interface.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. That was his PhD on. So he's kind of that. I mean, that will be something that he will jump in, I guess.
Mm.
And he also can give feedback on that, because I mean, also it's somebody who we know and is accessible. Nuno is quite accessible.
Mm. Yeah, I see.
So what? So then now that I'm reflecting that perhaps I can ask. I mean, that was, I guess, one of the reasons I wanted to talk with you, is like to reflect, and I will see him. So maybe um is there something that maybe we would like to know? Where is the where is the weak points that we have in this application? What is where perhaps we will would be nice to have some clarification in how to perform better, because yeah, that's the
I don't
question.
know. Like it's like I only see it from like subjectivity. I was writing, so I don't know what's